All right, welcome to episode 24 with Cheriff Jamison.
Hey.
How are you? How are you doing,
good,
man?
How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited that you wanted to come on, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I had saw a few of the videos you posted, and I always wanted to get on the podcast because I'm big on the podcast, and I follow the Milk Boys, Joe Rogan, all those good podcasts and stuff. So when I saw a close buddy of mine had one, I jumped on and wanted to get on it.
Yeah, bro. Let's see. How long have we known each other? I've known you since we played high school football against each other.
Freshman year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Cause obviously we weren't very good at the time. But I saw all of these cats from Mooney getting offers and shit like that, and you guys were obviously much better. So I don't know. What do you going to your story?
Mm-hmm.
Where does it begin in terms of football? When did you get interested?
Yeah, man. I would say I got interested and I started at the same time, about 4 or 5 years old. So man, it's I've been doing it for about, I'd say 15 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I started off with Little League and going to different teams and stuff, but it was a good time, man, and it was like a true passion that I had, and I still have it for the game as far as watching it, and I do get thoughts here and there about going somewhere and helping little kids out, coaching them, because I do have a passion for the little kids as well to help them out, and it's about 15 years, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Long time, man.
So you get to Mooney, you go through grade school, you play. Did you ever have a thought in grade school that you wanted to play in Division I football?
That's the thing, man. And actually, on my way here, I was talking to myself about this stuff, and I'm like, there was never actually a time where I even thought about, playing Division I ball. A lot of people might not believe me when I say this, but it's true. It's just, even when I got my first offer from Kentucky in high school, my freshman year, I mean, going up to that point, it was just whatever. But I think something hit me when I did get the offer, and it was just well, wow. So that was very interesting. Very interesting.
What was that like? Because how old are you? 15 in freshman year, 14 freshman year?
I was 14.
Okay, so I remember seeing that all on Twitter, and we were like, "Holy shit, he got an offer already!"
Right.
It was me and my friend Nick. We were working together, and it was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
What's going through your head? How does that whole process happen?
All right, so I have a crazy story about it. Actually, I got the offer from a camp we were holding for little kids. Yeah, I got the offer from a camp Cardinal Mooney was holding for little kids, and I was playing around with the kids or whatever, doing stuff with them, and Vince Morrow was there to, I believe he's recruiting coach for Kentucky, and he had saw me doing whatever, playing around and just messing around with the kids, and he had came up to me with my coach at the time, Coach Chris Emil, and I guess at the time he couldn't directly tell me, so my coach had told me, hey, you've been given your first offer, and it was very crazy, but I really couldn't tell people about it because my phone was broke at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I was panicking. I was like, I have to get this out because my coach said, hey, you haven't posted your offer, because he posted it for me. And I was like, yeah, coach, my phone is broke. So, stuff got set up to where I was able to, get a phone and, post it then. And, that whole thing was just crazy because the way I got it and, how I got it. So, yeah.
That's insane.
It
So
is.
At that point, they had just 1 year of you playing varsity football, film on tape?
Yeah, I would say so, because this happened my sophomore year,
okay.
And I played a little bit my sophomore year, and I wouldn't say I did anything crazy. My first game, I led with the most tackles, but I think that happens to everybody when it's your first game playing, varsity ball, as far as you being an underclassman, or whatever. So yeah, man, that's how it went. They had a little bit of that film on me from there, and pretty much after that, man, they started rolling in.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Who, if you're comfortable with it, all like offered you? Because I remember seeing like it was like almost every week you were getting a new offer. It was nuts.
No, it was crazy times, and actually I have to thank my buddy Luke Fulton for his production on the field, because with his offers as well, they started coming for him, and they would come, and my coach at the time, Coach Pat Fecco, he would take the coaches around, and I was grateful to be one of the guys he would show to the coaches. So after Kentucky, it was I would say Temple, then Marshall. You have Western Michigan, Toledo, Kent State, YSU, of course. Oh man, I know I'm missing some. I had a lot more, but I mean, honestly, you guys can look my name up, and they're still there under my 24/7 Sports. So yeah, man. But I would say out of all of those, the one that meant the most to me was I would say it is out of, believe it or not, but Kentucky and YSU. Why YSU? Because of course, I was home, and that meant a lot for them to even be interested in me. Being a kid who had them in my backyard. Literally, I was born and raised on the north side of Youngstown. That's where YSU is, and from that, that just showed me a lot of appreciation on their part. Thankful for Coach Bo Pelini and Donald Delicio for even showing me the recognition to even offer me, and Kentucky, because they're the school that kind of really made this all happen. You know what I mean? They're the ones who offered, and after that it was just people rolling in. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And now, when you're just a teenager, does that go to your head? How do you prevent it from going to your head?
I would say me, I've always been a humble kid. You know what I mean? So growing up, I was just always glad to be in a good time. You know what I mean? So when I got those offers, man, I was just extremely appreciative. The only thing I did was I posted them, and then we didn't really talk about it as much in high school. Of course, if somebody were asked, I talked to them about it, but all my buddies, they knew what were going on, what was going on or whatever. They were just we just go about our days and our weekends like it didn't even happen, and I appreciate them for that too, because they weren't just talking about it. We all knew we had kids getting offered, and they were just like going on like it's just any other time if I didn't have the offer. So yeah. I would say that helped me as well with keeping a level head with all of that.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, you had obviously really good friends that stuck beside you, and right. They didn't switch up.
Yeah.
It's good to have that.
Yeah, man, it is good to have that, because with that, I guess it comes it's kids who do get some type of recognition in a way where other kids would want, or other person would want, and they can become envious and do little things to derail you or you guys' friendship. But I could say I haven't experienced that. A lot of the guys that I was in high school with, I'm really good friends with now, and that just that means a lot. Friendship is big in this world. And I'm glad to have a lot of good friends that I do have.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
So when you're going on visits to all these Division I schools, what's like the average process? Like, what all happens on game day?
So building up to the point of game day, you go on that visit, and let's start off with the hotel. They put you in like the best hotel in that area, and they just flood you with gifts, as far as a lot of candy. They actually, when I went to Marshall, I had a cookie cake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. With my name on it, saying welcome and congrats and stuff, and a lot of snacks. And my mom, she had a room as well, and she had the same treatment. And they take you out to dinner that night. Just get you comfortable. You hang with a few of the guys, and then you got that next day for Marshall. When I went to a visit at YSU, it was more so in off season. So when I was at Marshall, that game day, man, the atmosphere was ridiculous. And I guess they had a memorial game because Marshall, they had that plane crash back in I think the 80s, 70s or 80s. I'm not too sure, but they had that plane crash and they had like a memorial thing for it. I will say, man, it was weird as shit because they took me to a graveyard
Really?
in memory of those guys who, died in that plane. But
Oh boy.
yeah, it was something, man. It was more. It was one of the weirder things that was happening to me in my life. But I mean, after that, I got drunk as hell. So I was fine. I brushed it off. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Plus the game it was a great game. But yeah, man, got drunk that night. We went to they got some good friends, man.
Oh, I believe it.
The thing is, a lot of kids who who get these offers or whatever, don't sleep on these other smaller type. I wouldn't say Marshall's a small school. They're CUSA. I think there's a conference CUSA. So
just a relatively big division.
Yeah, definitely. In their FBS, but the thing with that is they have these crazy frats, and I'm not sure because I was still trash out of my mind. But there was an instance where I'm not sure if a frat guy took the fire truck or if the fire people were just zooming down the strip or whatever. But I mean, it was two fire trucks just going full speed, and I'm so out of it, and I'm stumbling. I'm almost convinced that I do think it was frat guys who did take that
Oh jeez.
that fire truck, and it's crazy there. And I lost my my guy who I was shadowing or whatever. He took me around. I lost him, and I ended up walking back to the hotel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, it was a crazy experience. Crazy.
How far do you think you walked?
Well, for a minute there, I was walking in circles. So, yeah, man, I would say about a mile and a half, just for me to
Damn.
Yeah, and then that next morning, I was like, it was fucking right there.
Yeah.
It was right there. What the fuck was I doing? But yeah, man, that happened, and I don't know. That was a good time. That was one of the good visits I had. I'd say YSU gave me a run for my money as well, as far as visit goes, because I was drunk from when I got there to when I fucking left. And boy, when I left, I was hungover for that breakfast with my position coach, Coach Donald. And my mom was there as well, and they were I guess they were waiting for me for breakfast.
Oh.
And I was like, oh fuck. But I'm still kind of drunk.
Yeah.
And I had this raging headache, and I just put my game face on or whatever, and
yeah.
we're all just eating, and I sit down. I think they were talking. I sit down. It's a bit quiet for a minute, and Coach Donald just has a smirk on his face. He says, Cheriff, how was your night? And we all just laughed. After that. Me, Coach Bo, Donald, and my mom. It was something because I got trashed, man. I got tore up. Oh, also that night, it was YSU had this huge party. That's when they had this the Penguin Palace or whatever. It's a football house, huge. I mean, crazy house. But it got tore down due to this party because it caused for the Youngstown Police Department, not the YSU, the Youngstown Police Department to be there and shut the whole block down.
Oh wow.
And so people got evacuated and stuff. I don't know if it was a fire hazard or something. It was just it was that many people, and it was just crazy. And so it was a good time, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
that's crazy. Maybe they were fearing. Have you ever seen that Twitter video where all those people are in? I believe it's a frat, and it was the second floor, and there's probably a good 100 people packed in.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden the floor caves in.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something like that.
Maybe it was, man. And once again, I see a lot of those videos. It's fucking crazy. I see fucking a video like that. It's people packed into this small house and they just crash down. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But no, this house, it was a sturdy, nice mansion. It was nice. I guess it was just it cost for too much. You know what I mean? It cost for too much, drama. And I don't know, building up to that point, maybe the football team had, some warnings or something like that, and that was the final one.
Yeah.
I think that was the one that did it, and rightfully so, because man, it was one of the best parties I would say that I've ever been to.
Really?
And I've been to some parties, but that one, there hasn't been one that I've been to yet or after that topped it. So,
wow.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Craziest event that I can't really name a party, but the craziest event was it was in the middle of all the Edge apartments right during COVID.
I was there,
June.
Yeah.
I was there too.
Yeah.
There were about 500 people there. For anybody that don't know,
right.
Wasn't supposed to happen. Obviously, it's when the lockdowns were still there, and it was a thing for about an hour and a half, bro. It was the craziest thing. It's where I took the photo that eventually became like the cover for the podcast.
Get the fuck out.
Yes, sir.
Wow, man.
Bro, you know Taylor Gordon?
Yeah.
Bad as hell.
Right. Yeah.
Oh shit! I just name dropped her. Oops. Bro, I was there. She fed me a shot. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh.
Right.
It was crazy, bro. All these people, and then all of a sudden, boom! The cops shut it down.
Yeah.
It was the YSU police because they wanted crowd code to spread, which eventually I think it spread. So oops.
Yeah.
But then they shut it down and everybody just scattered into every single Edge room. Yeah. So literally you go down the hall, room one by one. It's like 20 people in each room. It's a big ass party. Right, it was so crazy.
Yeah, man. And that was a crazy party. Like that was up there for me, like as far as, parties I've been to. Yeah. But the consequence after for me was pretty fucked.
Yeah, because, I heard about all that.
Yeah, man.
Tell me about that.
So I guess we had a talk with our coach prior to that. He was saying, don't do anything stupid this weekend, and that's just a regular talk any coach would have with his kids when it's coming close to the weekend. I think it was the week before we started camp as well. So I mean, rightfully so, they gave us that talk, and he just basically told us to be safe, keep our heads, and be smart. And later that night, it was me and a lot of my other buddies who decided to say, fuck it. Let's go. We're starting camp. We're going to go through hell. So let's go to this party, man.
Let's live while we can.
Right, definitely. So we went, man. It was a great time. Like you said, about 500 people. I mean, it was lovely. But the cops came and, everybody ran and dispersed and shit. So, fast forward to I'd say, I think that the next day we get a mass text saying team meeting or something like that.
Oh, shit.
Coming up soon or whatever, like that Monday or something like that. So we had that team meeting and our coach was just quiet. He said, there's no secret why we're here. YSU had a huge party amidst COVID and all that, and they were saying that football players were there. And if you were there, be honest, because if we find out you were there and you don't tell us, the consequence is going to be far more worse than if you were truthful with us from the jump. So, a few guys were hesitant or whatever, they were just like, I wasn't there, man, I wasn't there. So, I was one of the ones who said, I was there, but I was scared fucking shit. Yeah. I was like, oh, man, they might be taking scholarships or something like that. But, me and a lot of my buddies at the time, a lot of them aren't even at YSU anymore, but yeah, we got fucked. We had to clean up. We had to do some clean the whole the YSU stadium.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy with one of our coaches, but man, that was ridiculous. We got shit for it, and a few of my buddies who didn't say anything, they got away with it. But the thing is, we thought we were going to show up on camera, and that's what the coach had said. Huh. So we all felt stupid and shit, and yeah, it was whatever, man. It was a good time. Though. I don't fucking regret it.
No, I wouldn't regret that either. No question. Take me through, or take everybody through, what a typical day in the life of a Division I athlete is.
Yeah, man. So what a lot of people don't understand, it's it's a few different phases you go through. When I mean phases, as far as the off season, training camp, then actual camp, and then the actual season, and so basically I'd say I start with camp, because that's the one a lot of my guys are going through with now. Almost everybody, college and NFL. So camp, man, you're waking up, you're doing from what I remember, you're doing an early lift, and then after that lift, you guys are, going on the field, doing whatever. Then you leave, and you guys leave, you get breakfast and stuff, and then you go back, you chill just for a little bit, a tiny bit. But after that, almost like 10, 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, you got film, man. You're there, you're watching film for a long freaking time. And then, after that, it's just, man, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's another session we have or what, but I don't know. I just know your whole day is booked up, man. But as far as game day, in season goes, it's actually great because, you have your morning lifts. You go to class, of course. You got film after class. After morning lift, you do get breakfast though. That's one of the perks. It's unlimited food, man.
Oh,
unlimited food.
Now, what types of food do they have?
Well, for breakfast, man, you get an omelet, and they have like the chef there who like makes the omelet for you. Yeah, and then you have eggs, you have your bacon, sausage, your grits and oranges and stuff like that. Man, it's actually like delicious. But as far as lunch goes, man, you could you have like there's times we have pork chops and mashed potatoes and yellow rice. Man, the food is great. It is delicious. And on top of that, we actually go to the dining hall and we get like free swipes if you're on like full scholarship or whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So after that, you got film and stuff. After you're on the field or whatever, you got film. And then after film, you're gonna have homework. You got homework and you got to study over, the stuff you just went over through film. So you kind of booked up in that sense. And then more so towards the weekend, it's a bit more laid back.
Yeah.
You're not as full pads or whatever.
Yeah.
And getting ready for game day. Game day is just something of itself.
What's that day like?
Man, it's great. You're waking up. For me, I was a red shirt my freshman year, so we had lifts on that weekend. We had to lift a little bit, and we ran a stadium. Believe it or not, because we were red shirts, so we're not getting in, which was like made sense. But
right.
Yeah, we had that, and then after you head back, and then as it gets close to getting into the locker room before game time, you head there, and that's when you see the tailgates and everybody like that. But man, it's a good time. You got the atmosphere going, and as you're headed to the field, you can hear the stadium music going.
We are brought to you by ZDP Auto Detailing. Have you ever gotten yourself in an unfortunate situation where you shit your pants in your car? What if you're taking your lady out for dinner and it's her special time of the month and she goes whole lot of red on your car seat? And no, we're not talking Playboy Cardi. Or have you ever just been dirty and you get a lot of mud in your car, grass in your car, whatever the case may be? Well, look no further for ZDP Auto Detailing. Local company, friend of the family, actually my brother, runs it all. You can find him on Instagram at ZDP_auto detailing, ZDP Auto Detailing on Facebook, and you can contact him at 330-272-2488. For all your affordable car dealing preferences. They also, let's see, what did they do? They offer ceramic coating as well, so definitely contact him. You won't regret it.
That whole thing, it's a great time, and I encourage anybody who has aspirations of playing any division football. Just go through it, live that dream. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I don't regret it for a minute.
No, I wouldn't regret it either. It sounds so fun.
Yeah.
What's it like now? Your first time you go out on the field.
Yeah.
What's that like? What are you feeling?
So I actually didn't get playing time, and up to the point where I left, I didn't get playing time because I had a lot of older guys in front of me. But I'd say for practice, it was a different feel from going to high school. My first time actually setting foot on a college, field with actual pads on, with grown men.
Yeah.
I was going into it freshly turned 18, and those guys were like 20s, like 23, 24, and it was just like, Jesus. But other than that, man, once those, nervous butterflies go away, you're just playing and you feel comfortable. But it's actually fun because, as you're going into it being a young guy, you got a lot of older guys wanting to help you and coach you up. So with that, experience they have and the one, the experience that I would need, to progress, it was great. It was great.
I also have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as you grow as a player, right, in anything really, as the years build, the knowledge builds too.
Right.
So from high school to college, would you say that you learned much more about like the sport of football? And if so, like, what exactly did you learn?
Oh, for sure. I learned a lot as far as football goes, and the thing with that is in college you're more so with your exact position. So you focus on one position, and it's more so you being able to perfect your craft. So the knowledge that I got from that was like endless.
Yeah.
And my coach that I had was like phenomenal because he's actually, I think, a defense assistant for the Kansas City Chiefs now.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. So the knowledge that he gave us guys was just through the roof, and he was able to produce two NFL players, Derek Rivers and Avery Moss.
Mm-hmm.
They were phenomenal defensive ends, and so just that, and just the process of you growing up and being older, and you actually understanding what your head coach is saying to you guys, not even as far as football goes, just as far as life goes. The stuff he tells you and the stories, they tell you, and the people they bring in, and the way they talk to you, it's just like, they're giving you a huge amount of knowledge, and if you're respectful of it, you're going to, take it into consideration and, make that follow through with what you're doing in life at that moment.
Definitely. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, not football coaches, and I've had all my head football coaches, they've all been great leaders, so this isn't like a way to like diminish them. But a lot of people in leadership positions now, I feel like they don't take it seriously. And that's why you see all this stuff that's happening now. I feel like we're not, in terms of a community, we're not really connected as we once were. Did you, how do I want to ask this? What was it like, and how much of an impact did these leaders have on you?
Well, it was great to have them, but the impact they had on me was, it was, phenomenal. It was extraordinary because, it's stuff that I still incorporate with my life to this day. And, like you said, people of power, some, leadership sort, they don't always, have a lot of people's best interests. So, for me to have the coaching staff that I was under, they, look into us as far as being, great men first, and then great athletes as well. And that's something I feel like a lot of people will and do need in life, no matter how old you are, because you still have adults doing crazy dumb stuff, and maybe if they would have that type of leadership or some guidance in a way, they'd be a lot better off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at politicians, for example. These people are supposed to be the people that work for us.
Right.
Whether it's Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. They're both there.
Right.
Speaker of the House, you see Nancy Pelosi has a net worth of over $200 million, but yet she makes like $300,000 a year, maybe. How does that happen?
It's true.
I'm not sure, but that doesn't exactly show me that they're working for the people, that they're being true leaders.
Right.
To me, personally, it shows that they're just looking out for themselves. So I feel like if we had more people like football coaches, whether it's in the Senate, congressmen, whatever, just an example, positions of leadership, I feel like we'd be more connected as a society.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that as well. If there were coaches out there who do and, do seek some type of, position as far as being in, some type of Senate position or government position, and I feel like, wherever they're placed at that point, whether, whatever state they're in, would be in, good hands, because, you got to think, as a coach, they're, they put their stuff last.
Exactly.
They put their stuff last, and they put a lot of, time and care into the people that they want to, better. And, you can't fake that. Stuff like that, you can't fake. And, with that being said, I do feel like, college coaches or, somebody who, like, felt, respectable enough, like could even be a college player who was like a leader on that team, because they knew how to lead and knew how to, sacrifice certain things to help the team, better the team. And, I feel like we are missing that of some sorts in this, world we're in right now, because it's like really, with, me first and, then I'll do whatever is best for these people, but let me just focus on me and make sure my affairs in order. And, stuff like that is, it's honestly, man, it sucks. But, that's in due time if anybody is looking forward to doing that as far as the coach goes.
Yeah.
I'll back them up. I don't, think that'd be a bad idea at all.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, people look at NFL coaches and college coaches and they think it's like the same thing. Whereas NFL coaches, they're off for a period of months, and college coaches, whether that's recruiting, whether that's just like continuing personal relationships with other coaches or checking up on players, like it's a full-time thing. These people, they double as parents, you know what I mean? And they're so important. So it's crazy. Moving on, we talked about off camera how you're going to join the police academy. You said August 29th.
Yes, correct.
How did you get started in that? What started to interest you, and how do you transition from YSU football to the police academy? It's very interesting. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, after my stint with YSU was over, I had got a job at a correctional facility in Columbiana County. It was a private sector, and so it was a privately owned jail. And I was there. I was a correction officer, and it was a great experience, man. And me being, how old was I at the time? 20. I was 20, just turned 21. And me being 20 at the time, I'm in there, like the part I was in specifically, I was in there with like murderers, man, rapists,
really,
true, killers, and guys who were like grit down to the bone. And there was another pod in that jail that was for more of the short term guys, but I was never with them. I was with my guys, and then just me being in there and like the respect that I did get from them. I mean, me being 20, I truly feel like I didn't carry it like I was a 20-year-old, but the respect that they gave me, man, it was endless. And I was there for them as well. I was there for them, and I think that's why I got a lot of respect from them, because if they needed something, I would always call the warden and say, hey, can they have this? Can they have that? I wouldn't really, BS them around.
Yeah.
And just me doing that was like, this is nice. I'm 20 years old. And I don't want to sound cocky. I kind of have authority over these guys, but I had a level head about it as well. But I was like, okay, I want to see what this is like on the outside, because I did want to make that a career, only because I wanted to be out making arrests myself, patrolling and things like that. So be a bit more free.
Yeah.
So with that, that's what drove me to like the police academy. So like right after that, I had signed up for Columbiana County Police Academy, and I missed their spring semester, so I'm going into the fall now. And man, I don't know, I have a passion for it, and as well as that, it's like hands on, because you asked me about the transition from football to that career. It's kind of one and the same, because you have the little stuff. You're being active as well. You have to work out. You can't just be a slob, and want to run around and think you're going to chase a guy who, is trying to run from you and running for his life in a sense. So, you have to be inactive and, just working out and stuff like that. And also you have the hands-on, and that's the thing. I feel like I'm a hands-on guy, and I like to be, face-to-face with people, and just, to have an understanding. That's another thing, just the understanding of other people and being able to help them. Because I can't help anybody I don't understand, and that's what goes into football as well. It's active, you're hands-on, and understanding. You got to understand your peers, the coaches, the assignments they ask of you. You got to understand the coaches, because they're going to ask you to do these tall tales, and if you don't know them or trust them enough, you're going to feel like, oh, well, they're just throwing me out there, in a win, and I don't know what I'm doing. So that's that's what goes into it. That's all I said. A lot of people don't see it like that, but it's one and the same. It's one and the same, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Going back to when you said you worked at the private prison, you said you can't help people that you can't understand. How do you get to understand these people? Like you said, you're amongst people that are like grit to the bone.
Right.
What's that like on your first day, and then how do you move forward with that?
Okay, so one thing that I was told going in there from the warden, they said no matter where you are, if you're with the short timers, the drug addicts, the guys who are just in here for stealing something or DUIs, you treat those guys the same as you treat the guys who are in here for murdering or raping or doing some most heinous crimes in the world. You treat those guys the same, and from that, I was just had that in my head with any part that I went in. So as I was being trained from this guy, I think his name is Officer Duffield. He's a great guy. As I was being trained by him, he was already in the short term. That was his pod. We were both on this. As I got accumulated, we were both on the same shift. But I was with murderers. He's with the short term guys. And at first going into it, I've never been in a jail day in my life. So I was really nervous. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. And I don't think I was fooling those guys. I thought I had a good game face, but I know, they could smell it.
Yeah.
So, that was fine. And it was, it took some time to get adjusted, but I guess after I got on my actual schedule, that was another bit of nervousness because it's like you got these guys. Now, seeing it now, they were doing it to scare me, but you got these guys banging on the door, banging on the glass. It's just like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
Like in the movies.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. You see what's that show? Beyond Scared Straight. You see stuff like that. Yeah. And you get those guys, and like I said, I was going in there. I was nervous, but after I walked around, and they busted my balls a little bit, and as they got to know me and saw like I was there for them, and not just there to collect a check and hit the road, then that's what got them more comfortable with me, and that's what got me more comfortable with that job. So yeah, man, that was a good time, and me being able to do that as we got comfortable with each other, I was able to understand them, even though they were in there for some crazy crimes. I was still able to understand them because it's not right. I'm not justifying it, but the guy who has a drug habit, he goes and kills somebody because he's running low on drugs, and this person is doing not satisfying his needs. He goes and kills him, and it's a story behind everything. But at the same time, it's like, oh, okay, well, I see why you did it. I'm not saying I totally agree with it, but hey, I see why you did it. So I'm not gonna treat you like a monster.
Yeah, you're able to see the humanity.
Right.
That's awesome, man. And I would assume you come away with like such a different perspective than you had before.
For sure.
I would imagine you like have a completely different outlook on life.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. Well, the main outlook I have on life after that, it's just don't do dumb shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, man, because that's no place that I would ever want to be. Not even just that jail in particular, any jail. So, man, with that, gave me a great outlook on life, and just to see those guys, and then you go on the street and you see a stranger, and you just think, oh, they might be having a crazy day. I wouldn't say in every sense like that. I'll go up and talk to somebody, but if I'm just moseying or doing nothing, heck, if I'm in a gym and I see a guy in a gym, and he's just doing his thing or whatever, and I go up and talk to some people, and I just to say hi, how you doing? Because you never know, that one talk could change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Not even day. Somebody could be, have something planned or in the wraps of, ending things just in general. And that talk might steer them in a, whole different direction. And I'm not saying that's going to happen every time, but that's a bit of the reason and a bit of the, things that I've learned and a change of outlook that I have on life after the fact that I was in, jail.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast today. He was having this guy on who soups up Teslas and stuff, and he was talking about how there's a guy in his hometown that worked at Starbucks, and he could tell all the other employees weren't really messing with him. He was more of a social outcast, and he always wondered, I have to go talk to him. I should go talk to him, whatever. All of a sudden, one day, this guy went missing, and 3 days later he was found dead in his home. They don't know if he killed himself. They don't know if it was a drug overdose. The papers didn't exactly disclose that because nobody really knew him.
Right.
And it just goes to show you, bro, you never know, like, what somebody is dealing with. But like you said, if you just say, what's up, or you hold the door for somebody,
Right.
like, you could really change somebody's life.
Oh, definitely.
Human contact is, especially we learned that through COVID, human contact is so important.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so important. And to feel connected to a group in general, it means a lot to people.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would say, in that Joe Rogan thing you were talking about, I mean, who's to say if he were to have a coworker, come up to him just to get his name and number and say, hey, man, I would love it if you were if we could talk, or if we could go out sometime. I feel like just that right there, he has somebody in his life. And say if the guy had OD'd before he took those pills or did that, whatever he was doing, before he did that, what if that buddy he had met at work had called him?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Had called him or said, hey, let's go out a little bit and, just talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet honestly, I bet the guy still be here,
Yeah, it's really sad. And I feel like everybody's guilty. I'm definitely guilty of,
Sure, yeah.
walking by people.
Oh, yeah.
The guy called it the faceless man. Basically, people that like society, people that like outcasts of society, and somebody that you would just walk past and just not really notice on a day-to-day basis. It's crazy. Going back, I want to revisit this one more time.
Yeah.
When you were in the private prison, and you don't have to say like the worst crime that somebody committed, but like what is like the worst crime that somebody committed? And also an additional question too to attach to it. Did you become friends with some of these people?
Oh yeah. Now I can't talk about it. I believe I can't have been signing NDA or nothing like that. I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I would say that the worst one that I have would be. I think it would be oh man. Well, I think it would be two. Some guy killing his wife and some guy killing his girlfriend, I guess.
Oh wow.
And the guy who killed his girlfriend, I think he was from East Liverpool or whatever, but he was from New Jersey. I think he was down here dealing drugs or something like that, and he got shacked up with some lady in East Liverpool, and I guess he killed her. Not too sure on why. I did my own research, when I was off or whatever, and I had saw like the girl's best friend or something didn't like the guy, never liked him, saw something was wrong with them, and the kid, I don't know if the kid had found the mom or something.
Yeah. Or
it was something like that. It was, man, it was just, it was disgusting, and so that situation like that, it was just. It was a bit weird. That guy I was fine with. We were fine.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I was friends with him, but the guy who did kill his wife, and I forget the details about that, but the guy who did kill his wife, yes, I was friends. I was a good guy. I was friends with him, and he killed his wife, so people are gonna be like, oh man, he wasn't a good guy, but I mean, I know. I talked to the guy. I won't say I know him.
Yeah.
But from the impression that I have of him, I left with a decent impression, so therefore I'm gonna say he's a good guy. And a lot of the times, man, you gotta keep a balance. So you really can't, give him too much. I don't want to say this. You really can't give him too much. Show him a lot of, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Just attention in a way. You just can't, should show that to them because they go, actually do all kinds of weird stuff and. But we kept that, and I made sure to keep that with every, inmate. Kept that fine line between, me being here for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's me doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
And me, overly spilling out details and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that both of them had shot their significant other, girlfriend and wife. What do you think is the cause of all these mass shootings right now with gun violence, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it is crazy. I would say, oh man, that's a great question.
I think there's so much.
It is, man. You can go on and on about that, but I would say the main thing is some type of mental illness.
Yeah.
And I say that because the one I can think of, it's a few I can think of, but the one I'm thinking about on the case of mental illness, it was not the Texas one. I think it was one that happened a few years ago, but it's been so many that they don't even tell us about. But it happened a few years ago. think they said the guy was like a social outcast or whatever. He had some, screws loose or whatever. And he went in, kill the kids or whatever. And the one in Texas, I don't know. The one in Texas, that one still, confuses me because it's like, they say the kid was poor, the kid didn't have this and that. And it's just like, I don't know. And another thing about that, man, it's the support system he has at home.
Yeah,
the kids have at home. Yeah, that's definitely a big one too. The kids don't have that support system, man. If the kids get bullied, they can't go to mom or somebody or confide in somebody and say, hey, this is happening.
Yeah.
But whether it's here or there, you don't kill people for not having shoes and the clothes. I mean, not to be funny or anything, but the kid took a picture of an iPhone 13. So how unfortunate and less fortunate you were, I truly don't know. I don't think we will ever know.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. It's a mixture of a lot. I don't think it is media. I don't think it is TV. I don't think it's gaming. I don't think it's the shows people. I don't think it's that.
I think it's that you remember when you were in high school, that feeling of you're like stuck in this box of like, if these people don't like you, your life's ruined.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not how the world is, but that's how you're shown it for so long.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to the Uvalde shooting, like that guy was just mentally insane. Didn't he kill his grandmother before?
Yeah. He was a sick fuck.
And then as soon as he turned 18, he bought two assault rifles?
Yes.
They said something about that. And another thing, I don't know if banning assault rifles is the best thing, because isn't it true that more shooting deaths are committed by just like pistols than if I don't know if that's, I've heard that statistic before.
Yeah, I feel like that is true. You get a guy with a Glock. That's easy, to hide, easy to carry around. Any day, he wants, he can just go crazy. It's just boom, one shot, rather than having a AR and carrying around. You see a guy, which is not common. You see a guy walking around with an AR, and you're gonna know to go the other way.
Yeah.
But with the guy who has a Glock 19 or something, or Smith and Wesson in his, you're not gonna know that until it's too late.
Mm-hmm. We are brought to you by CDP Auto Detailing. Have you ever got yourself in some shit? Like me, for example, I got myself in some shit recently when I made fun of a televangelist, and let's read it. Fuck. I just think it's such a messed up situation because guns have been around much longer than school shootings have been around.
True.
But yeah, I think that mental illness definitely plays a part. In regards to gun violence, how do you feel about Ohio having just the new rule that you can open carry?
Yeah, man. Well, I'll give you.
Or is that right? Right. That's.
Yeah, no. You're definitely right. I think that just got, just got granted or whatever. Happened last month, 2 months ago.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, I don't think I'm wrong, but is it true that you don't even need a a permit anymore?
I think you're right. I don't think you do.
Constitutional carry is what it's called.
You're right. Yeah, you don't need that permit anymore. The thing is, like I said, I just turned 21 and I'm still going to get my, permit to carry, but I have two of the same outlooks on it, and I'm going to give you those two. One of them is me going to become, in the process of becoming a police officer. I think it's stupid because, and like I said, both of my takes on it are the same, so I think it's stupid either way it goes. Me being a citizen and then a police officer, I think it's stupid only because you look at how things are going now with all these, just not even school shootings, mass shootings, and people up to that point have been saying with these mass shootings and school shootings to background check these people and do some type of psyche valve on them, and I'm with that because you get a knucklehead and I feel like the crime is going to be worse. Because you're going to get knuckleheads out here who can, get a gun like it's a burger or something like that. It's going to be that accessible for them. And it's just crazy. I don't know what the thought was behind it. Mm-hmm. I truly don't know what the thought was behind it. But, don't mean to dive into politics. It wouldn't be, one of DeWine's most, smartest moments.
No, I don't think so at all.
But yeah, man, that whole thing, I think it's stupid because I mean, you can't control a lot that many people with. It's not so much of control, man. It's just I don't know, man. We got some real wrongly wired people out here.
Mm-hmm.
Some real sick people out here, and the fact that they can go get a gun like it's just a pair of shoes, it's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I know. You see the Kent State gun girl, for example. I don't think she has any clout anymore. I mean,
thank God.
But it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's right.
What was it, an AR-15? Just wearing it on her back.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally asking for trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas I know many responsible gun owners. My uncle, for example, I've never seen him carry once. He said people that open carry are idiots.
Sure.
You're, like I said, you're asking for trouble. But we were talking about this one day, and he said, I'm carrying right now, but you would never know.
Mm-hmm.
He has his concealed carry permit. He's a responsible gun owner. Owning a gun doesn't mean you're a bad person. I believe the majority of people that own guns in this country are responsible gun owners, but it's the outliers that just obtain guns. They get through the loophole, like the Uvalde mass shooters, 18, whatever, and I think they give it a terrible look.
No, for sure. And I still don't know what that girl's. I don't know what her end game was behind all that. Because like you said, your uncle, like your uncle said, the people who just have it out in the open are stupid.
Yeah.
They have no sense of, other life, in my opinion, in the back of their head. They don't. It's just, I don't get the gain you're getting from it. I honestly don't get the whole concept or the mind process you have going into that.
Yeah.
I do think, like you said, the majority of the gun owners in this, country are responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that a lot. But like you said, it's those few who are going to screw it up because, man, they go and do something wacky, and now the whole world is looking like, oh, well, this is why we can't have this. This is why I say we should take this away and all this stuff. So it's like, the more you push, the more accessible you make these guns, like with this whole new thing, the easier it's going to be for people to have ammunition to take away certain rights. And when it gets to that point, it's going to be a few people you can blame. It's going to be those people who just abused the few privileges we all had, and it's going to be the people who just like I said, the people who just have it around loosely. So I feel like it will get to that point. I don't want it to, but I mean, if things are going the way they're going and they keep going that route, I think it's inevitable to happen.
It's crazy, because originally the Second Amendment, what it's there for, it hasn't changed, was to be able to defend yourself against the government, to bear arms, to protect yourself from anybody who's trying to attack you, and then that's the whole reason the government hasn't taken control, and why we're we don't have a fascist dictatorship government enforcing laws to the point where if you don't agree, they just hold the gun out at you.
Right.
It's like that. So I believe the Second Amendment is very important. It's very crucial to having freedom in the United States.
Oh, for sure.
But you see people in Congress that, for whatever the case may be, maybe they're just doing what their party is doing, and they actually believe that you should take certain guns away. I don't believe that automatic weapons should be on the street.
Right.
Assault rifles, that can be a debate. I'm not sure how that falls, but definitely just basic, pistols, whatever the case is. Like, I feel like you can't take that away.
That's true. No, I agree with you on the whole having ARs on the street, because the guys that I do know that have those guns, a lot of my buddies, they're not using them for just to walk around with. They have them in the house, and I'm not too sure if they use them for hunting or anything like that. So if and when they do use them, I'm pretty sure it's for something like that. And then as they're going to, wherever they're going to hunt at and back to their house, it's only going to be out in a moment of them needing it for when they're in the woods or something like that. Yeah. That's all. They're not going to stop at the store and bring their gun in with them. So, you know what I mean? I do feel like a lot of people, will abuse that, and I don't think ARs need to be on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel the same.
Yeah. So as it comes to, like you said, the pistols and stuff, I'm a bit more I'm a bit more. I'd say I I just say I don't think it should be taken away. As far as the pistols,
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a bit more understandable in a sense.
Basic handguns.
Right, of course, yeah. But you know, it's weird because you know a lot of people they're doing all kinds of things with these guns. You got guys who are putting what is it, extended I think it's I forget what it was, but they're adding them to handguns to make them automatic.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, you guys.
Bump thingy?
Huh?
Bump plate or whatever?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, and it's weird, man. It's weird. So it's like you don't have to do all that. It's a handgun for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, if you do feel the need, or if you feel like you're at war with somebody like that, I think it's best for you to stay in the house and get rid of your guns, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that's just that's stupid to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like talking about the future, there's a couple different scenarios. First off, I feel like eventually I will own a gun.
Yeah, same here.
And in that place, I want it to be like super secret. Like I don't want anybody to know that I own a gun. I want to follow in the footsteps of my uncle, like be a responsible gun owner.
Right.
But like I have this whole extravagant plan. I don't want to have an arsenal. I don't want to be like that.
Right. Yeah.
But like I want to have it like a secret bookcase. You pull the book down, and even then there's like maybe like a password or whatever, like to get to the book or whatever, and then the bookcase turns. It's like you go in, and like that's where it is. So if I was to have kids one day, they're not gonna accidentally find the gun, maybe accidentally fire it. You know what I mean? Just keep it out of harm's way, so like literally nobody knows but me.
Right. Yeah, man. That's you're taking the precautions, I'll tell you that. You're taking the precautions. I'd say I keep it a bit more, you know, in a locker or something. I'll buy a locker or whatever that could fit a, you know, a AR, shotgun, and you know any other, you know, weapons that I have in there. I get something like that, but like I said, I do have a son now, and I will, you know, make sure that he doesn't get that, you know, password. I'll make sure he doesn't get it until I'll say he's 21. Why? Because I truly don't feel like he will be in a position where he will even need to know where that is. Yeah. Say if we do want to hunt, I'll get our guns. I'll be fine with it. You know, I'm not saying I don't trust him, but there are situations where, you know, I just don't want him to be in a situation where, you know, he would you know, ever need a gun. So, or think he has to use one. But like I said, if we were hunting, yeah, that makes sense to, you know, give him one, but we'll be together in my supervision. But yeah, under no circumstance do I believe I will, you know, let him get that password to my, you know, you know, locker or whatever, gun locker.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You talked about recently having a son. We talked about off the podcast. Congratulations once again on being a new father. I wanted to ask you this question on the podcast as well. Like people say you change, like it changes. Life, it feels different. Like what do they mean, and what have you felt when it comes to that?
I do understand what they're saying as far as, you know, people changing and not having a certain amount of time to do the stuff that they did before. But I'll be honest and I'll tell you, I wouldn't say my life has been altered that much because I still have it. And another thing is it's that person. Is that person willing to still make the time to do the stuff they did before? I mean, granted, your kid is a full-time responsibility. In a lot of these situations, you do have people who are in, you know, without that, you know, other parents, just one single parent home. And, you know, I'm grateful for me and my girlfriend to still be together even after, you know, the child, because, you know, all kinds of stuff could happen. She could have been, you know, postpartum depressed and wanted to split or whatever. And, you know, stuff like that. So me and her make a collective effort to, you know, still do a lot of stuff we did before. And I can thank our support system, my mom, his grandma, her mom, her sisters have been a huge help, you know, his aunts and stuff like that. So our support system is there for us to do the thing he wants. Still, you know, go out and enjoy ourselves, and for me to still work out and, you know, to do a lot of the stuff, you know, that I was doing before. So it's all about, you know, it's a lot that goes into that. It's about the mom and dad. It's about the support system they have, and, you know, if all their affairs are in order, as, you know, the ones that I have as such, I feel, you know, fine. Because like I said, I can still do my golfing on Saturdays, which I do. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I truly don't feel any different from how I, you know, was before. And then again, it's like, say if I did want to go out and get drunk, I know I can't do that in a role like how I did in college. Correct, yeah. It's a sense of responsibilities that you have now. You shouldn't honestly even want to do that. Yeah. As a parent, you shouldn't want to go out and, you know, Friday and Saturday and, you know, just, I'm saying as a parent, not as a person. If you're, you know, in a anybody else without a kid, go live your life.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
I'm not saying, that in any demeaning way, but, I'm still living my life and I'm enjoying it.
Of course.
I'm able to still go to school and, do all the things that I was doing before. So, like I said, it's a lot that goes into that, and I do think that people do need that support system to help them do, not dread parenthood as much. Because I think once they can't do the things they want, they start to dread it.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people that I know that are married or, situation where they're obviously a co-parenting situation, like they're not ready, and you can tell, and it's really, really bad. Like they're not with their kid at all. They have like maybe another relative that is raising the kid, and I feel like it goes back to what we said earlier. You have a culture that's not really connected and stuff like that, and families aren't really, it's not being emphasized anymore.
No, you're right. Man, you're right. I'll say with that, nobody is truly ever ready. I don't care, how old you could be 20, you could be, in your teens, you could be 30, 40. Nobody's truly ever ready for, a kid. But that is zero excuse for you to not be with your kid and, give them off to a relative.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. I get what you're saying, but no, I'm not, me personally, I don't care how anybody takes this. I'm not for that at all. You conceived that child, you delivered it, it came out of you, that is your child. You don't give it off, to auntie, grandma, and let them keep it, for, time, like days at a time. Like, no, you spend that time with your child and you take that responsibility.
Yeah.
You build that, bond between you and your child. And of course, if grandma wants to watch, let her. If you want to go out and enjoy yourself, let them. But you don't have grandma and all those people keep them for days and days and days, because it's like, why put it up for adoption?
It's heartbreaking, man.
It is.
I was listening to my brother's girlfriend talking about somebody she knows.
Yeah.
The other day actually, and she said how the girl's mom is completely halfway across the country, and she comes home occasionally, maybe every 3 months or so. Barely sees her daughter, and the dad, I'm not too sure about where the dad lives. I don't think she lives with the dad either. But it's like, I couldn't imagine what that girl goes through, man. And like, to just leave your child like that, I couldn't imagine, bro. That would break my heart.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I agree with you on that. There are instances, I would say, if work is in play where you have to relocate, and if the mom isn't comfortable with that, then it's like, all right, can we come to an understanding to where, he's with me for a summer or something like that. That is where I am understanding to that.
Yeah.
When somebody, whether it's vice versa, where the mom has to go somewhere for work, find different work, and then do that. But to be distant from your child like that, it's just crazy, because it's like, you're not going to have a bond with it. You're not going to, I don't know. I just say, I think parenthood is very, it's sacred. It should be, cherished as it was before. A lot of people, they just, have children and they say, hey, what the hell with it? And it's messed up, because you didn't have to have it. You didn't have to have the child, but the fact that you went through all those weeks and months just to give up on it now, it sucks.
It's heartbreaking.
It sucks for that kid.
Yeah, bro. It's insane. How do you think, as a culture, as a society, we can get past this moment and get back to a society where we're more community, we're more together? And I'm not in terms of like the divide, because people love to talk about, oh, we're so divided.
Yeah.
But in terms of just like more family oriented, more together, how do you think that could be achieved?
Honestly, it starts at home. I would say, you got kids who grow up and they don't really, some kids really don't know love. And then, they go out and they just seek the quickest piece of validation that they can get. And, that's what leads to these, one-night hookups and stuff. And people not really, appreciating that sense of family no more. Or, it's just, I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know. I feel like people should wait and, take their time when they know they're ready to, put together a family. But, I feel like what can help is, starts at home.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot that I can say, what can help, but at the end of the day, it starts at home from that parent's parent, from my mom. It started at home, and like I said, my mom, she was a single parent, but so people are different. It's a lot of people who have single parents, and they might treat their child way differently than I do mine. Truthfully, I was brought. She showed us love, and how to be together as a family, just with it being me, my sister, and her.
Mm-hmm.
So, with me doing that with my son and my girlfriend, it's just like, it's nothing. It's comfortable to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm still young, of course, and it's just that's just the fact of the matter. But I do feel like I can contribute that no matter what age I am to, my family and my bond.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a real benefit to having children young, because like you said, like you're 21 now, but like you get to have all this time with your child. My mom was relatively young. She was 26 when she had me. So like my mom is my best friend.
Right.
My dad obviously too, but my mom more so, just like because I talk to my mom about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'd be able to have that if, say, she had me at 40.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you feel a little bit closer, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to have that, and I'm very grateful to have her, with me for hopefully as long as possible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. With me being 21 or whatever, having this kid, everybody has their preference on when they want to have a kid or when they think it's too young or too old. Me personally, I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, when my kid is 18, I'll be 38.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I still have a lot of my life, ahead of me. And I have no problem with that at all. But like I said, everybody is different. And I do feel like for me being young, I will have a lot of this time to bond with him.
Exactly.
Like, and just like understand a lot of the stuff, that he'll be doing and going through, and just being able to go to these places with him and these games and all this stuff, and support him as much as I can.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's getting the best years that I have.
Definitely.
And the best years that I had, I'm gonna give them to him. So
definitely. Yeah. You mentioned before one-night hookups, and people love to talk about hookup culture.
Yeah.
And the hypocrisy with that is so funny because I see girls. Not trying to pick on you, but I'm gonna pick on you.
Yeah.
Girls talking about how hookup culture is so bad, but I know their bodies are double digits.
Oh my God.
And you have the Bible verse, right? You have John 3:16 in your bio, but then your first picture is
ass cheeks out.
Yeah, and I don't even get to see your face. Ladies, you're beautiful. I get it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we're so ass backwards as a society, and I'm guilty of hookup culture. Yeah. Everybody's guilty of hookup culture.
For sure.
I mean, you see a pair of nice breasts, and I'm immediately thinking with something not my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like how do we pivot off this? And people love to say that this is hookup culture, but like, do you think it's been worse before? Yeah, because I don't know how we get past this, because it feels like now relationships, family structures like watered down, and a lot of people could attribute hookup culture to that.
I would say that as well. Yeah, man, it is something, because you got a lot of hypocrites out there. One day, and it's a lot of these girls don't know what they want, and I say this because it's here. Mm-hmm. One day they may be going through the fields or whatever, and just saying, all right, let me try this out, get a guy, and I guess they say that the guy fucks them over, and that guy, at some time, a lot more times than that guy wouldn't make it clear and say, hey, I'm not ready for that. I feel like the guy would make it clear before anything's even done.
Yeah.
So then they use that one guy who fucked him over. They use that as ammunition to say, oh, well, guys aren't shit, so this is why I'm doing this and this is why that. Mm-hmm. And then it goes into this whole other thing with, guys saying, and girls saying, my body, my choice, I can do whatever I want with my body. And it's just like, yeah, we get it, but at the same time, you're not going to get tired of that. Mm-hmm. You're not going to think, oh, well, hey, it's time for me to actually, look for a guy, not just pick the first guy that's there. Because of course everybody has options.
Yeah.
Girls, guys have options. Go through your options. See what guy is actually for you. And sometimes fuck that, because a lot of people can hide their motives. Mm-hmm. So, but that's all a part of life.
Exactly.
That's all a part of life. You're going to go through those times where, oh, I thought this guy was for me, he wasn't, he fucked you over. Okay, yeah, but don't just go out and just let those fucking demons take over your body and you just, slut yourself out.
Yeah.
Just give your time to heal, and then go back out on it, proud. You're 20 whatever years old. You got a lot of life ahead of you, like girls. Got a lot of life ahead of you. Don't let these short mishaps just steer you in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Once you're the same stuff's going to happen in your 20s, in your 30s and 40s.
Exactly.
If you have a husband at that time.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You're going through the process of trying to find a man that you like, a good man for you. So.
Yeah. And going back to the other side of the coin, to like dudes, because I'm not sexist.
Yeah.
Ladies, I'm not a misogynist. I've been called a misogynist before. Could you believe that?
Yeah, same here, but you're an upstanding guy. You got both sides of the.
I appreciate it,
yeah.
And coming from that side, because I've been here. Maybe you've been here too. Mm-hmm. You have that girl, and I feel like a lot of guys when they start out when they're really young, like 14 boys, right? You have a girl that you really like, and she does you dirty. She plays you. Maybe she leads you on and then breaks your heart. Well, a lot of guys, after they get their heart broken, their heart hardens. And either they become assholes or players or both. This podcast is brought to you by ZDP Auto Detailing. Does your car look like shit? I know for me personally, I got myself in some shit. A couple weeks ago when I made fun of a televangelist and I basically called him a phony and thought that by registering for a free Bible online and I wouldn't get it, that he was a phony. Well, here's the Bible. So I did end up getting the Bible. So basically, as we can see here, that guy is not full of shit, right? It's real. I'm full of shit. And you're full of shit too if you don't check out this business. If you have a car that's dirty, if you have a car that you haven't cleaned out in a while, maybe you want a ceramic coating, then look no further than ZDP Auto Detailing. The premium auto detailing company in the area. You're not going to get as affordable prices as you're going to get with him. You can find him on Instagram at ZDP_auto detailing. You can find him on Facebook at ZDP Auto Detailing. And you could contact him at 330-272-2488. Literally do it today. Going through that life experience, they have all this pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of proves girls right who say men are trash in, one instance. But when you have guys, and this is what I find really weird about women, because I've been both.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the nice guy, but I've also been the asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that, honestly, when you're the asshole, for some reason, you're more successful. And that hurts, bro, because I'm not an asshole at heart, truthfully. But it's just insane because, like, when you try to give a girl the world, whatever, you kind of get taken into this category where you're, like, labeled as a simp in her mind, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you give a girl what she can't have, in this case, it would be like you being nice to her, and she continues to chase you she wants you to be nice to her, and it just never happens. You become more successful in that realm. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not even actively looking for girls right now. That's just my experience. I've been nice, whatever. I love to shoot my shot. I've been the nice guy, and like sometimes it's worked out, but the majority of the time, you're better off being the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, man. I can agree with you on that. It's ridiculous because, like you say, a guy goes through all that heartbreak and stuff, and it hardens him, like you said, into like this player or whatever guy. But the time that he does, go out and try and get that girl, he'll be shot down.
Yeah.
After being a player and all that, he'll be shot down, and because he was too nice, he complimented her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then he looks back at her and he goes, well, when I was a player, doing all this and that, I had no problem with this. But when it's this girl that I genuinely like,
mm-hmm.
and I'm giving her this compliment, I get shot down for being like the nice guy, and it's like for girls it's a two-edged sword because
mm-hmm.
you kind of get this guy who's a player and he shows you no love and respect,
mm-hmm.
and you sleep around with him, but that same guy who was a player and wants to change his ways and compliment you and do these nice things with you, you shoot that guy down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really messed up, man. And I'd say for any guys out there, don't be the dick. I wouldn't say be the dick, but be that guy. Know your worth. Know your worth, and know what you bring to the table, and don't so much. I don't want to put this. Don't chase. Just simply don't chase, because as you're posting yourself, you living your life, they will come, and they will flock. So I would say, keep doing you and doing your thing. And like for the girls, I wouldn't say. I would take your time. Don't rush into anything for both parties. Don't rush into anything. Mm-hmm. Don't try and seek a certain type of validation from this guy when he's like just gonna fuck you off in it. And the same for the guy. Don't seek this certain type of validation for the girl when she's not ready for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, when you say don't chase, I have to say I'm a little bit guilty of chasing.
Oh no, everybody is, man. Everybody is. It takes time.
Yeah, here's my thing though. I only chase girls who are older than me and a tad bit out of my league. Yeah. I chased this one girl who was 2 years older than me. Didn't work out. I made a podcast about her. I never referenced her by name, but I was kind of like really nice, and then overplayed my hand. The second girl that I chased, also 2 years older than me, was kind of an asshole, but like a lovable asshole. Like I shot my shot over a period of 6 months, and she was in a relationship at the time, but it was a toxic relationship. Okay, and she was not at fault. It was the dude. The dude was a complete dick. So I thought, you know what? I'm in the right. Let me be the anti-hero here. Oh, yeah. So eventually shot my shot, and we talked for like 3 months. It was awesome. She was really cool. But like timing and schedules and stuff, like I don't have a lot of time on my hands right now, so it just didn't work out. Right. Then this other girl, gosh, I'm really making myself vulnerable right now. This other girl, 4 years older than me, I continued to shoot my shot playfully. And got a little bit of responses, but ultimately she said, "Oh, you're so funny, whatever, you're hilarious." It's like, "Oh, okay, well then go out with me." But didn't happen. So I kind of just went away from it. I don't want to come off as annoying or whatever, and I didn't come off as annoying. But I don't want to lose like that playful, demeanor, I guess, that I bring to the table.
No, definitely, man. And like I'm glad you said that, because guys, when I say like don't chase, don't chase, but you got to know how to play the hand. Throw a few, slide ups or whatever, Snapchat slide up. Throw a few out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throw a few out there, and leave it at that or whatever. If they want to snap, they want to snap. If not, if not. And then play the hand of like don't seem as like you're giving it your all. Just reply a bit late. Hell, a good time for you to do it would really be leading up to the weekend, and you guys are blah 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 blah. Weekend hits, you're with your boys, you're living your life, because you're basically showing her, I enjoy your our conversation, your company, but I'm really not too hell bent on trying to not give you my all, but I'm not too hell bent on, I don't know, just trying to force feed you that I'm showing you attention. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as you. And that's the point that's the whole part of going into not chasing, because you're not chasing her. I mean, you got at the same time you're just chilling. You're living your life, but you're showing her, attention in a way. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So at the same time, that's how you should play it.
Yeah, I like to be creative. When I do it, yeah. I have this one method which I'm one in one.
Okay.
Sending Drake lyrics. Oh. Right.
Yeah.
And then what I do, I screenshot it and highlight it, or I just screenshot it and then like edit it to the point where like it like kind of emphasizes like what I'm feeling at the time.
Right.
And some girls, one girl, the girl that I took an L with, she didn't think it was thoughtful. She didn't think it was like appealing. The other girl found it very amusing.
Right.
So one in one. Sometimes I'll just like say goofy shit if I slide up on like a girl story if I shoot my shot. And generally, like I get it, like they say it's funny.
Yeah.
But you know, we haven't got to the date yet.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like as a guy, like getting to a date is probably the hardest thing when you talk about like different stages of like communicating with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would agree or not. But like you get a girl's Snapchat or you're on a dating app, whatever, you get her number, whatever. But I feel like sometimes girls are like more hesitant because past experiences with dudes,
right.
maybe it's been a similar situation and they don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I feel you, man. The thing is, to my girlfriend, I do love you, babe. I've been at the game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at the game for a while, man. And, you know, from my experience with it, honestly, it was just more, I see what you're saying as far as your dates. The dates, I don't know, man. It was times where it was tough, but more so than not, I mean, I don't know. I would just, I don't know, the way I would just talk and, you know, ease up until that point. And then, you know, say I ask something in the beginning, the middle of the week. I'm like, hey, you like, what are you doing? You got any plans this weekend or whatever? Say, no. I wouldn't say, you know, say, oh, okay, that's cool. And, you know, in response, I wouldn't really say what I'm doing. I'll probably make some shit up. Like, oh, yeah, I'll be with the boys this weekend or whatever. Yeah, something like that. But, you know, another thing is, when I was like, before me and my girl got together, I really didn't care for girls who always, you know, had something going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do this and do that. You know, oh, I'm be with the girls. It's like, you know, Andrew Tate, I saw a video on him. He said, no, sit your ass at home. You know, not so much as stay in the kitchen and shit.
Yeah,
just be a homebody a bit.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always have to be out, you know, ripping and running and stuff. And I'm not seeing girls that, you know, I was an Andrew Tate, more of a, you know, his brother, but I'm joking. I wouldn't say I was an Andrew Tate, but you know, a lot of the stuff he's saying, he does come off as dickish a lot of times. I must admit, he comes off as dickish, but I think he's more so trying to teach a lot of the guys that know their worth. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's how I would play it. I would, you know, say, hey, this and that, and then there would be times where, you know, say the weekend comes up and just be like, hey, you know, you still doing nothing? And then, you know, hell no. Then that's when I'll come in and say, oh, yeah, well, you know, the guys, we didn't really want to do nothing this weekend, and boom, that's how it all gets set up. Yeah. And stuff. So it's all about your approach and different ways of, you know, running the game. But, you know, I'm not saying I'm like the smoothest guy on the planet, but, you know, there was a point in time when I was in college when, you know, hey. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Exactly. I'm not trying to get you in trouble at home.
Right,
with
all
these,
it's entertaining purposes.
Yeah, these hypotheticals.
Of course.
My fault if I.
Good, man. No.
I don't want to venture into that.
No worries, bro.
That area. But you mentioned Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
We were talking about this off camera.
Yep.
So is that how you feel? You feel like he's like not misunderstood, but like he has a couple maybe decent points?
Yes, he does have, and I do feel like a lot of those guys, like they 10, 12-year-olds, they're, you know, hyping this guy up, like, you know, elevating him to this crazy point. Yeah. When this guys who are like a lot more mature and like older, we understand what a few of his points are. Like, see those little kids, they're like, oh yeah, Common, Tate W and all this shit. Like, they're doing that all the time on points where he's sounding like a straight dick. Yeah. Now, the times he are making the points, girls won't know, you know, how we truly feel about it because of the people who are always like, you know, skyrocketing him up. And the points that he does make, a lot of us guys, some of the points that are actually valid, a lot of us guys will be like, oh yeah, that's actually true. But the way he is now, and the way girls see him, they think we're dicks from just seeing like what he's saying. And like, I'll say I'm not agreeing with a lot of stuff he says, but some of the stuff he says when I see is like uplifting guys and showing guys how to know their worth. I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, because in this society, in this community that we've created now, I don't want to say that there's like an attack on masculinity. I don't want to say that, because I don't really know how to like interpret that. Because what even is masculinity? You know what I mean? Like there's the concrete definition. From years ago is you have to be strong, you have to be a provider. You can't talk about your feelings. Right. Fuck you if you talk about your feelings. you can't show emotion. You have to be the breadwinner. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily feel like that's a concrete definition that you could just go. I don't feel like masculinity is like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a one size fits all kind of definition.
Right. I mean, that's true. I feel like it's just you being comfortable within your body and within yourself. You know, you being masculine is you not, doing the most macho man thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, chopping the biggest piece of wood down and doing all that, crazy stuff that's more so portrayed to you to make you think you know what, masculinity is. I feel like masculinity is you being comfortable within yourself and, just knowing your worth as like a man and knowing you can provide and bring to the table like as a man. You know what I mean? So I think that's what masculinity means to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm along the same lines. Like what you could do to, protect your family, provide for your family as much as you can. But like, I'm not all into this like big macho shit. Like I love to work out.
For sure.
But like other people, other dudes, like I don't want to put them down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. In regards to Andrew Tate, going back to him, I feel like definitely has some interesting takes.
He does.
One of the most crazy takes is when he said he felt like women should have their body count on their forehead.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that, but that was crazy, man. It's just it's a line between insanity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like saying some crazy things, but that's insane. To be saying something as foolish as that. That's crazy.
I think I don't know. I said this on a previous podcast. This was now it'll be what 3 podcasts ago that we had with D-Bake and we had with Dave. Yeah, I feel like he's a modern day clout chaser. That's what I said.
Oh, yeah,
and to an extent, I still feel that. I listened to the podcast with him and the Nelk Boys on Full Send, and I feel like coming away from it, he does have some interesting takes.
Yeah.
He's an interesting dude. How he came up, how he had like this webcam business. Definitely very smart. I didn't really think he was smart before, but I still feel like, man, I don't know. I feel like he's just a flash in the pan type of internet person.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like if guys, honestly, I feel like that one YouTuber, if people can keep Speed around, I feel like people will be able to keep Tate around. Now, I'm not saying Tate would still be, making us crazy, as takes as he is now. But I feel like if he's still around for a while, he'd have settled down. He won't have to do a lot for entertainment purposes and just talk crazily.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like people think that's actually him. Me personally, I'm like, all right, I know he's, masking it up. So, to sell himself. Yeah. Ultimately, that's what he's doing. He's trying to sell, whatever, he's here to do. Of course, some of that is to provide, to give guys like a good, self-esteem, boost morale or whatever. But I do feel like, he could be around for a while, and if he is around for a while, I don't think his takes would be as crazy.
Yeah, I feel like he'll become like what Dan Bilzerian is now.
Right.
Dan Bilzerian, he's still, people call him the king of Instagram.
Yeah.
He had cars, mansions. Talk about being a misogynist. Let me tell you about Dan Bilzerian, man.
Yeah.
That guy sleeps with like 10 women at a time, bro. But then it came out there was like this controversy that he was like faking it.
Yeah,
that he like rented these cars and rented these mansions and stuff like that. So as a result, his popularity, his infamy on the internet went down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he's still like I wouldn't say prominent, but he's still well known on the internet. So maybe it'll be like that.
Yeah. I feel like it. I feel like it can be like that. That is true. I have heard a thing where he like faked his whole image or whatever and shit like that. But I can see it being like that. In a way of Tate does the right things. I don't think anything will come up about him being fake, but I also don't think he'll be like as flaunting. Because there are some clips of him like in his cars and stuff, whatever. I don't think it'll be as funny like with the women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, Tate says some crazy shit, but he really doesn't, have enough proof of him being like, a hoe or whatever with the girls or whatever. I mean, hell, he might keep it concealed pretty good, like whatever. But as far as that image of being out there, of him, it's just like he's a dick. That's the only image girls have of him is like he's a dick, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's just a crazy personality, man. He has Hustlers University, and then he has that other thing, that affiliate marketing thing.
Okay.
That's interesting, but we were talking about it off camera about Hustlers University.
Yeah.
Just on camera, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I saw like a little bit of it from other people's TikToks and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm damn sure not paying the money for it. I can tell you, if I want to know a side hustle, people on TikTok show you a million side hustles for free. So that's basically what I saw. I saw this guy have Andrew Tate's Discord up or whatever, and he was just scrolling through it, and from like the pauses that I had in the video, it was just a lot of side hustles, man.
Yeah.
The majority of it was like side hustles and shit, and like, I mean, it's great. I feel like that's a huge part of why he's saying the stuff he's saying, to draw attention to him so more people can, agree with him and buy that course, which is like fine. I mean, get your money how you get it. Sell yourself, of course. You got a plan. You're executing a plan, and he does. He says that time after time. He said, "Yeah, I have a plan. This is part of the plan." Stuff like that. I don't know if people caught on yet, but yeah. So I guess for people who trust him at Hustlers University, it's good for them. I guess me personally, I couldn't care for it if I wanted to, start a side business, start power washing or, something like that. Something small. I don't need, another mogul or whatever to tell me, how to bring in more revenue. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Wrapping this thing up, is there anything else that you want to say before we end the podcast?
No, man. I would say you keep it up. This is honestly good because not too many guys have that, personality and that it factor that you have. I mean, hell, look at the Nelk Boys. They can barely pair a conversation to fucking save their lives.
Yeah.
In some podcasts, if you look at them, you can see it. Well, I mean, you're not going to elaborate off that or anything?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're part of the few who, have the personality for it in a driven hobby as much as, podcasting is. Because a lot of people are doing it, but not too many people have that personality. So keep it up.
That means a lot, man.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
What started out was I wanted to do comedy, but
Yeah.
around here, there's not a lot of places that you could do open mics.
Right.
If you want to get good at comedy, you can't do it at a vacuum. You have to do it at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
And over here, there's no really stand up open mic that you can just consistently go to.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
So I figured this is the next best step.
Oh man, I'm with you all the way. I'm with you all the way.
it.
I hope this is not the last time I'm here.
Oh, of course.
For
You're
sure.
more than welcome to come back again. You're welcome with
yeah.
open arms.
Have stories for days, man. Topics. I just fucking ass.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you on social media, Instagram?
Social media. I mean, Instagram. I deleted my Instagram, the app, not my actual page. C.Jamison_. TikTok C.Jamison. Snapchat C_Jamison4. Same as Twitter. C_Jamison0. Facebook Cheriff Jamison. Just I'm a basic guy. Same thing for almost everything. And if you guys have questions, need a boost of morale, hey, hit me up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, from obviously talking with you,
Yep.
it seems like you're gonna be a wonderful cop and you're gonna continue to be a wonderful father.
Thank
so
you, man.
it's been a pleasure.
Oh yes, pleasure of mine too.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, have a good one.
Yes, sir. That was great.
There we
man.
go.
That was
Good
great.
shit. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How long we go for?